Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna do this as quickly as I can because I don't know if my mom's gonna be back from work. She is coming back from work, but I don't know if she's gonna show up in just a bit or she's gonna go vote first and then show up. Um, but I thought I'd kind of talk about this for a second, or as quickly as I can. With the announcement that Brock Lesnar is going to be fighting um, at UFC 200, and now we know that he'll be fighting Mark Hunt at UFC 200. The question that I think gets raised a lot is it's getting raised a lot is what is WWE going to get out of this in return? You know, I mean, come on. I do agree on one thing. Vince McMahon is not about to let one of his biggest attractions, even if he's a part timer, you know, go back and fight for the UFC, even if it's for one time only. And what could be one of the biggest, if not biggest, events ever. He's not about to let that happen. So the question is, what are they going to get in return? Now, I kind of briefly talked about this a little bit when I talked about it along with my discussion on AJ Styles and John Cena's feud and the passing of Muhammad Ali. But I think the biggest question for UFC, I mean for WWE's and for WWE fans is what is Vince McMahon, what is the WWE get in return for allowing Brock to have this one-off match fight at UFC 200? Now, a lot of people, even the Solid Monster, are speculating that this is probably the route they need to take or needed to take to get what they wanted initially for this past year's WrestleMania, and that's Ronda Rousey. Now, if that's the case, hey, congratulations, you have achieved that goal. But we don't know if Ronda is going to be the one, if Ronda is going to, you know, be at WrestleMania or she might appear sooner than that. We don't know. I would assume WrestleMania will be the venue because it's an event that's just as big or as important, I guess, as UFC 200. So I would assume, that's what they're going to get her for. Now, sources are saying that they would like to try to get her for SummerSlam, but for what reason? We do not know. Do they want to do Stephanie and Ronda at SummerSlam? I don't think so. My only thing that I could think of here is Ronda is going to be in the corner of Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. That's what I feel is going to happen. It may not be as significant or as impactful as Ronda getting in the ring and fighting, and wrestling or competing. But I think, it could be the first of something. Maybe the agreement's a lot bigger. Maybe allowing Brock to do this while he's under WWE contract, even if it's for one night. Maybe Vince McMahon's getting more out of it than just a Ronda appearance or Ronda being in the corner of Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. Maybe he's going to get a two for one deal. Maybe he's going to get Ronda not just at SummerSlam being in the corner of possibly Sasha Banks, but maybe he will get the match he wanted with Ronda at this year's WrestleMania at next year's. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that could be if this is part of the deal. That's what I'm assuming. That's why I'm assuming this could be. What I'm trying to say is that's what I'm assuming could be part of the deal with the whole Brock Lesnar deal, doing that one-off match against Mark Hunt at SummerSlam. Now, the reason I say it could be a 2-for-1 is there is a possibility Brock could get hurt, and they would have to readjust their plans for SummerSlam because of that, maybe. So if I'm Vince McMahon and I'm Triple H, I'm smart business people, and I say, you know what? Let's make it a 2-for-1 deal. We'll give you Brock for this one match against Mark Hunt, but if there's a chance he could get hurt, then we want Ronda Rousey not just to be in the corner of Sasha Banks at SummerSlam, but we want Ronda Rousey to compete at WrestleMania. And I'm guaranteeing you, in my opinion, that's probably the deal they made. It's probably the deal they made. That they probably, if it is about getting Ronda to appear at some of the events, then I would assume this is that I'm assuming that could be it. Because let's face facts. We know that Sasha is scheduled or penciled in, as far as we know. Things could change, but is penciled in to face Charlotte at SummerSlam. We know that. That's pretty much what they're building towards. Despite the rumors about Vince McMahon not being too sure about Sasha Banks anymore. But we know that's what they're building towards. Last I heard. Unless they decide they want to go Becky, and then that might work too. So I'm thinking that's what they're doing, because from a storyline perspective, you need someone to combat the person that's in Charlotte's corner, in this case, Dana Brooke. So what better way to do that than to have Sasha Banks, or if they have a change of plans and they go with, it, say, Becky Lynch to fight Charlotte or face Charlotte at SummerSlam, what better way to do that than to have them combat Dana Brooke with Ronda Rousey, someone that Dana won't even go like, hey, I ain't dealing with this. No way, thank you. So I think that could work. I think it could. And again, in my opinion, if that's part of the deal, that they're finally going to get Ronda to be part of something, I'm thinking they're going to do it as a 2-for-1 deal, just in case Brock gets hurt, or even if Brock doesn't get hurt, they're at least doing it because, hey, we're not about to let you have almost over guy, if you will, almost over guy, almost basically our star attraction, one of our main star attractions, go back to the octagon, risk a possible injury, without getting something in return. And I'm sure that's what they worked out. And I'm sure Dana White was like, if that's the deal that went down, was like, oh, okay, fine. Deal made. There you go. Now, the other possibility is, and I know some people like to make fun of this, is WWE could have one more shot at CM Punk. Think about this. CM Punk's boss now is Dana White. So CM Punk would have to do what Dana White tells him. Right? Although Punk has been known in and out of the ring or in and out of the octagon not to be very anti-authority. So I would guess part of and again, I know people like to make light fun of this, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a deal was made that not only do they get Ronda, let's say they did the 2-for-1 deal, but they also get CM Punk in some capacity. Maybe CM Punk has to agree to appear on Raw and explain his actions. Maybe CM Punk has to come back and wrestle at an event. I don't know. It might work. It might work. I don't really know. That could be possible. That WWE feeling scorned and basically, berated by or humiliated by what CM Punk did, they could use this as leverage to get him back not only in the company, even if it's for a one-time deal, but they could do it to basically get him back in the company, get him in the ring, and maybe have him in agreement lose a match devastatingly to an opponent that they might start a storyline up with him for. So that way they could teach him a lesson that, hey, you don't walk out on us. We let you go. Or something like that. So, that could be a possibility, but I do agree with the fact that the strongest chance the strongest possibility they have is with this deal of allowing Brock to have this one-off fight at UFC 200. My strongest indication is they're going to get Ronda Rousey, possibly to be in the corner of Sasha Banks, in my opinion, at SummerSlam, if they still go with Sasha and Charlotte for the women's championship, to counter Dana Brooke, and if they went the 2-for-1 route as basically an insurance policy, if you will, in case anything does happen to Brock, then not only are they getting Ronda to be in the corner of Sasha Banks at SummerSlam, but they're getting Ronda to probably compete in a match either at WrestleMania or Survivor Series or whenever. Because, we might want to see Ronda take on Stephanie, but I think right now they're building up Charlotte to be in that position to where she thinks she's the most dominant thing around. She's God's gift to the women's division, to women's sports. If they're getting Ronda to be in the corner of Sasha, that allows Sasha to win the women's championship, this could be building towards maybe a match between Ronda and Charlotte at Survivor Series or maybe even WrestleMania. A match that could basically, from a storyline perspective, knock some sense into Charlotte, maybe knock her down a peg and make her realize, okay, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Maybe I do need, someone like my father in my corner. Maybe I do need more seasoning, So that could be, again, I do agree that could be part of the reasoning. That could be part of the deal. And, with Brock doing this one-off fight at UFC 200, and that is to get Ronda, not just for SummerSlam, but possibly for a match as well. So that's really all I could say about it. I mean, I do agree it's got to be Ronda they're getting in return. If not, then McGregor, if they get him, then yeah, that's great, but what's he going to do? What impact is he going to make? So we don't know. But I'm definitely thinking the best solution out of this, the best deal made, is WWE getting Ronda in exchange. Maybe not just for a SummerSlam appearance, where she'll be in the corner of Sasha Banks, but possibly for a match either Survivor Series or Mania, not with Stephanie, but with Charlotte. So that's all I'm going to really say on it, on my opinion on this whole what is WWE getting out of this Brock Lesnar UFC 200 deal? And let me know what you guys think down below. Dalyxman, let me know what you think. OTR Central, Chase Oliver, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on that? And comment below, and I'll talk to y'all later. I got to get ready for work.